It's your Open Source Advocate, and I wanted to talk about a contest that I'll be having here in July of 2021, and I wanted to give you the information so that you know how to enter to win. I do have some great stuff that I'm going to be giving away so that you can get started with your own smart home, smart stuff, smart place, whatever you want to call it. It's a little starter kit that's really the best that I can do, but I think it's totally worthwhile if you've been interested in getting started with any kind of automation, and self-hosting, of course, and open source just makes it even better. So first things first, let's get a few rules and notices out of the way. YouTube is in no way a sponsor or part of this contest. This contest is not being sponsored by Shelly, by Raspberry Pi, or by Home Assistant. So I want you all just to know up front that none of the products that are being given away are sponsored of this contest. I'm just doing this as part of my channel to say thank you to my subscribers and my patrons. I wish that I could give everyone a kit. Unfortunately, that's just not feasible. For sure not today. But I do want to give something away and let you guys know that I appreciate you and that I appreciate all of the subscriptions and the patrons that I've got. Number 3, you have to be 18 years of age or older to enter and win. I'm not sure what all the rules are in most countries, but in the United States, at the very least, where I live, you definitely have to be 18 years of age to win something like this. So I want to be a little bit cautious about that. I'm sure there's rules that you can get around it, those kind of things. I just want to make sure that I'm being very careful. Fourth, all winners will be chosen at random from 2 pools of entries. And the pools are split by your entrant home country main power voltage. So if you live in a country that uses 120 volts, which is basically North America and Central America, then you would want to make sure to specify that you're a 120 volt user. If you live in a part of the world that is 240 volt, which is Europe, Asia, as far as I know, most of the rest of the world is 240 volt, you'd want to specify that. That's the only differentiation between how you would enter. You don't want to get something that's 120 volt when your mains is 240 volt. You're just going to blow it out and it's not going to work correctly, and vice versa. You don't want to get something that's 240 volt and your mains are 120 volt because it's not going to function correctly. It's not going to turn on like it should, everything like that. So make sure that you enter the correct portion of the contest or the correct pool for the contest. So how to enter. This is pretty important, and I want you guys to understand this. So in order to win, you have to, 1, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you go right now and subscribe. 2, register on my Rocket Chat server at discuss.opensourcesawesome.com. The URL is right here on the screen. It's discuss.opensourcesawesome.com, and I will also have this information out there in my show notes website, so you can go in there and read through this when you have time and click through it. But make sure to register there, because then you're going to join this channel that's called I Want It. Before the winner selection. The winner selection will be made on July 10th, 2021. This is the date and time that I'm planning now at 10 a.m. Central Time US. So make sure you understand when you have to join by, and make sure that you've gotten joined by that date and time. If you haven't, the contest is probably over and there will not be a drawing for this contest. There may be future contests that you can join, so always watch my most recent videos to see if there's anything on there. If chosen, you must supply a valid shipping address. Shipping methods will be determined based on where you live and what options are available for you. So once I know what your shipping address is, we'll figure out what the shipping options are for the kit. You'll be contacted on the Rocket Chat server, so make sure that you're able to access that information and see those messages coming into you. I definitely want to make sure that you're able to be contacted and get your winnings if you win. You must follow all federal, state, and local laws, absolutely 100% for where you live. If you do not want to do that, if you're trying to get around the laws in any way, I don't want to be a part of it. I will not break any law in order to provide a prize to you. So just understand that and know that. And additionally, I have to follow the laws of the United States, which is where I live. So make sure that you also understand and know the laws where you live, and that we can work on this together to make sure you get your prize. Finally, winners will have 10 days, that's 240 hours, from the date and time of the drawing in order to provide a valid shipping address to me. If you have not contacted me or gotten back in contact with me by that time, I'm just saying that I may want to go ahead and hold another contest to give away the kit to somebody else. So make sure that after the win happens and I've contacted you, that you get back with me pretty quickly with your shipping information so that we can make sure you get your prize. I'm just setting a date and time so this doesn't linger on forever, and 10 days feels like plenty of time for you to contact me. So what can you win? This is the big one. This is what everybody wants to know. So I've got a little picture there on the screen, and this is what I'm going to be giving away, whether it's Europe and Asia or whether it's the Americas. But I've got 2 kits for each setup of voltage. So 2 kits for the 240 volt, and 2 kits for the 110, 120 volt. So just know that I've got 2 kits. That's 4 total for each one. And each setup includes a Raspberry Pi 4 2GB board, the HDMI to mini HDMI cable in case you need that. You've got a Raspberry Pi 4 including these things. I accidentally ordered from the Shelly Europe shop, and they sent them to me, which is great, but they're 240 volts, so I can't use them here in the United States. And since I've got 8 of them, I figured why not just give them away to people who would appreciate them and use them. So I've got 8 of those, so it's 4 in a kit, and then I'll have 8 for the US America side, and there'll be 4 in a kit there as well. And then finally, one Shelly button 1. So the little button that I talked about in one of my previous videos, you can win one of those things and use it with your smart appliance setup and start getting into some home automation stuff. And if nothing else, you can get some cool stuff out of this if you already have a home automation setup you like, and you can put these things to other uses if you prefer. So this is what's included, and I want to go through one more thing, which is what's not included. I want to make sure you understand this. I will not be including a router or internet access or modem or anything like that. The power cord for the Raspberry Pi will not be included because I don't think I can even get my hands on 240 volt stuff, much less the types of plugs that are so different around the entire world. Is just not feasible for me to do. So I will leave that up to you to do for your country and the type of plug-in and cord you need to power your Raspberry Pi. I'm not including an Ethernet cable, and you'll probably want to run Home Assistant with an Ethernet cable, so just be aware you'll need an Ethernet cable if you want to do this and have it be pretty solid. And then finally, other accessories that are not listed specifically in the What Can I Win section are not included. So if you get this thing and you're like, oh, you didn't include XYZ, it's because it was not listed as part of the thing that should be included. Just know that up front, and we will all have a great competition. I hope that you guys will really enjoy this. I hope that you'll get on and join in and try to be a part of it and be an entrant in it. I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm looking forward to being able to give some stuff away because you guys have been so great to me over the last couple of years with this channel, and I love doing this channel. It just gives me so much joy to share about open source and self-hosted projects and ways to do things and ways to solve problems. And it's been great just having this community build up over time. So I hope you'll get out there. I hope you'll join, and just, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Make sure to share this with your friends so that they can come along on the journey with us, and I'll talk to you guys soon.